Beautiful souls, and welcome to Anjali's podcast, a podcast designed to help burned out women find their purpose and create meaningful work they love so that they can feel whole, safe, and alive again. I'm your host, Anjali Sivaraman, and I am the author of the book, It Can Be Done, Learn to Create Meaningful Work You Love on Amazon, as well as the author of Anjali's newsletter on Substack, and it is my absolute joy and pleasure to have you here with me today. Today's post is Nobody Wins When You Keep Your Message Hidden Inside. And this post is really about sharing your message. In a world where there is so much hate, we need love-filled messages more than ever before. This post is for the coaches, healers, teachers, writers, and artists out there who have a message to share but are hesitating to do so. And today is a video post. I've wanted to switch over to video for a while. Now feels like the right time. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think by writing in the comments. Why am I qualified to talk about this? I've been blogging for 4 years now. Yep, February 8th was our 4-year anniversary. Woohoo! We have 190 subscribers on Substack, which I am very proud of. That means 190 people who resonate with my message and were gracious enough to join me, so thank you. This blog started just as writing, then it evolved into a podcast. Now I make mini videos for Instagram, and that's been a lot of fun as well. And here we are today making a video post. So that's been pretty cool. But I do understand what it's like to have something to say and feel afraid to say so. I know what it's like to perfect something so that it will be acceptable to others. I know what it's like to be a visionary and somewhat ahead of your time, leaving people to scratch their heads initially at what you say, only later to be told, oh yeah, that makes sense. I know what it's like to share something completely vulnerably and feel naked and exposed to the world. I know what it's like to feel completely misunderstood and alone, or even attacked and bullied over a new message or new belief. The point I'm making here is sharing your message is not exactly easy, but it is necessary, and I'll tell you why. Why would you want to share your message? On the path of purpose, your authentic voice starts to emerge. That version of you was covered up for a very long time. When it finally comes out, it might surprise you and others what you have to say. For example, when I first started this blog, I was basically coming out of the spiritual closet. I had been on an awakened path for a few years before that, but I kept my spiritual practices and spirituality close to my chest. Only a select few knew about it, and I was definitely not trying to broadcast it at work or in other spaces. When I decided to start writing publicly, I started to tell friends with the fear that they might not like this version of me and they might leave me. Yes, I have abandonment issues. Thankfully, when I started to tell close friends and best friends and family members about my newfound voice, they supported me. They subscribed and followed along. Many of them liked this version of me because I was a happier person expressing myself in this way. You want to learn to share your message because what you have, someone else needs. You're downloading these messages for a reason because they're meant to be shared. There are lots of things you are learning and realizing that are valuable to others too. Even if you think it's really obvious, it's not always obvious to others. They will value and appreciate what you are teaching them. And yes, they'll still value it even if you do it imperfectly. Let's talk about perfection and procrastination for a minute. Both of these are trauma responses. If you went through trauma as a kid, you learned you had to be absolutely perfect to receive love, or really to protect yourself from harsh criticism. And if you procrastinate, it's often rooted in perfectionism in that you are waiting to construct something perfectly right so that you can put your message out there. Sadly, you are not taught the value of making mistakes and learning from them, or that it's okay to be a work in progress or a beginner while you try something new. Then taking it further, there might be other fears underlying your hesitation to share. For example, a fear of judgment could be one, a fear of being seen, and again, because when you were, it got you into trouble when you were younger. A fear of being misunderstood, for example, perhaps if your parents or upbringing did not make the effort to understand you and perhaps made faulty conclusions about you based on no evidence at all. Fear of not being believed could also be one. You were not believed when you told the truth as a younger person, and therefore you learned to negate your voice in that way. Or you over-explain when you don't need to. Been there, done that. So sharing your voice is a bit complicated. With the proper healing and support, you can work through these blocks and feel confident, relaxed, and safe about sharing your voice and message. Underneath all of this baggage is a true gift that the world needs. On the other hand, if you don't share your message, you'll be filled with guilt and regret, knowing you could have ventured beyond the edge of your comfort zone to do so and yet elected not to. You don't want to live your life with regret. What is sharing your message? Sharing your message can look like many different things. It could be conveying a thought pattern or belief to a partner or family member. It could be writing a blog post. It could be recording a short video on Instagram. It could be making a podcast or audio for people to listen to. And it's not just limited to digital media either. It could be writing your book or making your t-shirts with a powerful message. The sky's the limit. How to share your messages with the world. I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to share your message with the world. Remember, these are love-filled and uplifting messages from the soul, not hateful, discriminatory, or abusive ones from the ego. For the sake of simplicity, I am going to talk about posting online. Step 1, write all your ideas down. These are called divine downloads for a reason. When you are struck with inspiration or feel an idea drop into your head and all the way to your belly, or you just know something you didn't know before, or when you see a clear message, see where I'm going with this? That's your intuition. Make sure to write it down. As fast as it comes in is as fast as it will leave. And if you don't write it down, you will definitely forget it. So write it down on paper or on your phone. Step 2, flesh out your idea. Whether you want to make a 1.5-minute Instagram reel or an 8-minute blog post or a 20-minute YouTube video, take the time to flesh your idea out. Write down what you want to share. You can use this formula: hook, empathy, perspective, then action. The hook is the cool title you come up with. The empathy is understanding the feelings of your audience. The perspective is where you offer your wisdom, and the action is the call to action the person should take after hearing your message. Do they subscribe to your channel? Do they write in the comments? Do they book a call? Do they enroll in a class? Step 3, write or record, or both. Now that you have an outline or a post idea fleshed out and written, record what you have in either written, audio, or video form. Step 4, edit. You will likely need to edit what you create, so take some time to edit. But remember, 80% good is better than not done at all. Most people can't even identify your mistakes and are simply grateful for the help. Most people cannot say what you say in the way that you can say it either. Trying to take it from 80% to 100% is not only impossible, but you'll burn yourself out on minute details that don't really add value or identifiable quality to what you are doing. So save your energy and stop at 80%. Step 5, upload and publish. Choose what station you want to share your work. This is usually where you like to hang out or where your audience likes to hang out online. Before you hit publish, take a breath and send blessings to the work you did and to all who need to receive your message. Then do it. Hit publish. Make sure you have enjoyed yourself in the process. Energy is everything, and it can be felt whether you enjoyed yourself or not. Being in joy makes you magnetic to attract the right people who resonate with what you have to say. Plus, you'll help other people, which is priceless. What happens if you follow these steps? You'll share your positive, uplifting message with the world. You'll inspire others who receive your message. You'll feel really, really proud of yourself for going beyond your comfort zones, even though it was scary and sometimes didn't feel great. You'll face your fears about why you don't share your messages more. You'll create trust with an audience who has been looking for you. You'll grow into the version of you who does speak your truth boldly and authentically and unapologetically. You'll feel your throat chakra strengthen as your communication improves. You'll also feel your root chakra and crown chakras strengthen as your healing and openness to receive expands. You'll see your creativity reach boundless limits. And if that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. Mistakes to avoid: sharing messages from ego. Your message, while it can include your story, shouldn't be all about the small me. Nobody likes that, so make sure you are sharing from your heart or your soul. Not sharing at all, we already talked about this. Sharing is a must. Over-perfecting your message, it's not necessary and people will still understand you, even if your posts are not perfect. forcing your sharing versus sharing from a flow state. Forced energy can be felt and you won't feel good about it. Flow energy is the right energy from which to share your message. Wrap up. I hope this post helped you see that you have something very important to say. You are the role model that others are waiting for. Nobody wins when you keep your message buried inside. Even you lose if you don't share it. And don't get me started on the guilt and regret you could feel if you don't share. So just share. It's really as simple as the 5 steps I've outlined above. And if you'd like to go deeper with me and learn how to share your message boldly and authentically, book a free Discover Your Path call. Lots of love from me, and our quote today is, "Our collective stories and experience can be the greatest textbooks of life, but with every shameful story stuffed away, we bypass the chance to expand and connect. A missed opportunity slipped through our fingers." And that is by Kristen Noel. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to Anjali's podcast, a podcast designed to help burned out women find their purpose and create meaningful work they love. I'm your host, Anjali Sivaraman, and until next time, bye!